Well, I hope that you guys can hear me. And if you can't hear me well, that just sucks. Topic for tonight is working together. In our industry, in repair industry, I would think that it's the same for a lot of different industries. I would think that there's a lot of similarities. The thing is, what I notice is that a lot of us within this industry are all kind of fighting against one another. Like, we all want to be the best. So that's one thing, right? That's a competitive spirit, which some people are really dead set against, but like for me, I don't want my child to ever win a 7th place trophy. There should never be a 7th place trophy, right? So in my mind, competitive spirit is actually good. It's actually very good. And it's not negative. That's the thing, right? So, a lot of people, they just say, oh, well, if you have $1 million, and I only have $500,000, then you should just give me $250 so we both have $750. Well, that's not how the fucking world works, right? So, you need to get rid of that attitude. You need to get rid of that mentality. Competition is good. Healthy competition. Not negative competition. Not like where you just go out and you blast your fucking competitors on Yelp and Google and just say what dirtbags they are and what pieces of shit they are and blah, blah, blah. No. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to lift your competition up to the level of you. And you should actually hope that they would surpass you. And if you don't see how that is beneficial to you, then you really need to go and sit back down at the table and figure out, why am I telling you that that is beneficial to you? Because it is. So in this industry of repair, instead of fighting one another all the time, we really need to love one another. We really need to be respectful of one another. We really need to help one another out. And right now, the people, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. I mean, the people that I'm about to mention probably have not a fucking clue who I am, but I consider myself part of their community, and I consider them part of my community. So I'm talking about Jessa Jones, Lewis Rossman, Jason from STS, Jason from microsolderingsupply.com, the guy down in, I think it's Virginia, from microsoldering.com, Leon Stacy, fucking EV blog guy from down in Australia. Like, even though it's a little bit different him, but like basically the people who we all have a lot of respect for are actually the ones who are giving back to the community, who are treating strangers who are competitors of theirs with love, with respect, and they want to help them. They don't even fucking know who we are, or they don't even fucking know who I am, yet they're putting out all this content, and they don't have to. Sure, you can say, oh, well, Lewis is getting paid from YouTube, really? You think Lewis is really making like a fucking $1 million off of YouTube or anything of any significance other than to probably buy some like new gear to make more YouTube videos? Because as we all know, our greatest asset is our time, right? So this guy and all those people that I just mentioned are fucking giving up their greatest asset. They're giving away their fucking money, which is actually their time. They're fucking giving it away to strangers, which is us, who are those of us who are watching these videos. So in your neighborhood, in your town, when somebody comes in with a repair, don't open up somebody's iPhone 6 screen and say, oh, where'd you get this repaired before? Oh my God, they left out a bunch of screws. If they did leave out a bunch of screws, because fucking hell, you've left out screws before, I've left out screws before. We try our best, fucking hell, really badly, damn well sure to do a good job and not, right? But it happens. One time you just fucking hook, the fucking screw goes flying, and today you just didn't have an extra. You just didn't have another one for the side of the LCD thing there. So, you know, you leave the one in the middle out and you leave the top and the bottom too, or whatever you do, right? So when that happens, when you open that phone, you don't knock another person, another repair shop. You don't look at that as an opportunity to have a customer who is only going to come back to you, and they're just going to think that you're the best, even though you know damn well down in the fucking bottom of your heart that you're not the best. And you probably even question whoever did it, are they actually even better than you? Right? I mean, if you're smart, you think about all that stuff. So what you want to be doing is you want to build trust in repair as a whole. So if you've got somebody who opens up down the street, like I did right now, there's somebody just right down the street from me who opened up. And I went in there the other day, and the first thing I said was, man, you should change this and this and that. My name's Richard, I'm from down at Stellar, you know, and I wanted to genuinely help this guy. Because I truly believe that if I help this guy and he does better, that I am going to do better. I really believe that. If there's stuff, you also have to look for opportunities in your business to excel, to fill that niche, to fill that void. You know, if the guy down the street doesn't do micro soldering, well, that's what I tell him. Oh man, I do micro soldering. So, you know, if you need anything, just take it in and bring it down my way, right? And what he does is, you know, unfortunately, he goes, oh, I could do all that. And I look around and I'm like, really? But where's your tools? You know, like I didn't even see anything. It didn't look set up like that to me. I don't know, he's new. Maybe he's still moving his stuff in. I'd like to think that he wasn't bullshitting me, but you know, just the way that it is in this industry, I wouldn't doubt if he's bullshitting me. But I'm gonna go back there and I'm gonna talk to him again, because honestly, I'm not scared of having that guy down the street from me. I honestly think that if that guy does well, I'm going to do well, right? Look, it's like the same thing, you know, somebody comes in sometimes for a screen or a part for a repair and you don't have it. It's always in your best interest, and I have seen this firsthand more than once. It is in your best interest to tell the customer, you know what, man, I don't have that part today, but look, let me even call this place for you down the street or across town. And I've done that before. And what I have noticed is the next time that the customer that you sent to another shop to get a repair done, you know where they go? They come back to you because you helped them out before. That's what they remember. You know what? I went down there and that guy was the guy, he helped me out. Sure, the other guy was the one who did the repair, but they remember that you helped them out. You know, somebody called me the other day for an HDMI cable for a project he was doing. I don't sell HDMI cables, and this was a very particular HDMI cable, like a specific length that he needed for this Arduino project. So I told him a couple of places, right? And you know, this guy called me back. He's so cool, man. He's like thanking me repeatedly and telling me how cool the place was, you know. And I told him, I was like, this place is really cool, you know, and you gotta check this out. A1 Electronics, man, they got a lot of cool stuff there. I recently bought an oscilloscope there, and they got like some, you know, kits for kids, you know, to get into electronics, and they got a whole bunch of stuff there. A1 Electronics out by Sherway Gardens in Mississauga here, and he was so happy, you know, now. And he goes, man, I've called all over. I guarantee the next time that guy needs to repair anything, he's fucking gonna remember me. He remembers me as being the reason that he had a good experience, and the reason that he was able to complete his project that day, and he didn't have to order something through the mail because he just didn't have that time to wait for it. I'm telling you, it works better together. It really does. It really fucking does. We have to stick together. If you're doing a job for $100, I'm not gonna, and you're my competitor in my town, if you have that price list online, I swear to God, I'm matching it. I'm not undercutting it. I'm not going over. I might even go over. I might think it's too cheap, and I might do it for more. Because for me, I need to make an average of $50 per repair that takes about 20 minutes. If a repair takes anywhere around a half an hour, I have to profit $50 to $60 to make that job worthwhile. I've got employees, I've got bills to pay, like shop bills. I'm not talking about my personal shit. I'm talking about running the store and then being able to take home a paycheck, which is why I fucking do the job, and which is why we all do this job, is to take home a paycheck. So let's stop undercutting everyone. The customers are not gonna all flock to your store because you're fucking $10, $20 less than me. They're just not. It doesn't work that way. I've had so many customers say, do you know how many cell phone stores I pass to come to you? Why do you think that is? Not because they're saving money, because quite frankly, and I've said it before, you know, I've posted this in comments, like on other guys' things, when I hear them say what they're charging for these touch ICs, or, you know, for these very specialized jobs, right? I always tell them, you should be charging more. You should charge more. We're always selling ourselves short. We always think like, you know, oh, you know, it only takes me a few minutes, you know, and it doesn't really cost that much. But we forget about the struggle that it took to get there. We forget about all the fucking headaches that we went through, all the bullshit, the pain, the suffering, the fucking late nights at work and away from our family, and all the other bullshit that we had to go through, the fucking hell that we had to walk through, the fucking fire that we had to walk through to get to where we are, to when we can do this job in 15 minutes, right? We forget about all the bullshit parts that we ended up buying because fucking suppliers just were selling crap. Seriously, we have to stick together to preserve the repair industry. You know, you got guys like Lewis who are going out there fighting for the right to repair bill. We have to do our part too. We need to go out to our local fucking town halls and whatever, and be the local chapter, like Jessa said, you know what I mean, for the fight to repair. We can't just let one guy do it all. We have to stick together. I promise you, it will be better for all of us. I don't know what they have going on over at iPad Rehab or over at Rossman Supply Group, but I'll tell you what, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know exactly what it is, like I'm saying, but I mean, I'm starting to put two and two together. Well, I'm starting to see things that you know, like, why would Jessa send Jason? Why would she hook Lewis and Jason up together if she had Jason as an employee herself? The guy's a fucking champ, right? Lewis says he fucking solders better than him. You know, he can troubleshoot circuits, clearly. Lewis hasn't been in lately, and Lewis said, you know, it's been great, he's got an assistant. And then, you know, he didn't really say who it was, but then a couple nights ago he said, you know, oh, Jason sits at my desk when I'm not here. So I mean, bingo, who's the assistant? Jason, right? Like, who's his right hand man right now? Jason, clearly. Fuck. You know, I mean, he even went through the trouble of setting up more cameras so that they could look at both desks on YouTube, you know, like hooked up through Open Broadcaster and stuff. I mean, you know, and you know, Jess is sending stuff down to Mark in Florida, right? I mean, the people who we, or at least I'll speak for myself, who I respect, that I don't even know. I wish I knew these people, seriously. You know, I said, I think in the forum, on Lewis's forum, you know, that if Practical Board Repair School wants to come to Toronto, I will shut down my store for as many days as they need, and they can fucking rearrange my store and use my store as the base to teach. And you know what? I'll still pay the $2,000 or whatever it is to go to Practical Board Repair School myself, and I'll offer up my store for free, and I'll close down my store during that time. I'll fucking put a big black curtain over the front window, and I'll unplug the phone. That's how much community means to me. That's how much working together means to me. That's how much camaraderie and having people around that care about you means to me. I don't know about a lot of you guys who might be watching this video, but my family's all fucked up. So kind of like, you know, my kids now and my wife and the people who are close to me, that's kind of like my family now. You know what I mean? Those are people that I would do whatever I can for, because they would do whatever they can for me. That's what we have to bring to this business. And quite frankly, it's probably the thing that should be brought to most businesses, or all businesses. It's just a good life. It's just a good way of living life. It's the right way to love your neighbor, you know? Do unto others, right? We shouldn't have to like fucking fight tooth and nail for like any little like, how do we do this? You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. You know, we go to suppliers and they speak a different language and about us in front of us, and I mean, and it's frustrating. And I spoke to one of the suppliers tonight about it. I said, look, if I went over to China and opened up a store, and I had all white Canadians with me, working with me, and we speak Cantonese or Mandarin, and somebody came in, even if they were looking at something in another part of the store, even if they probably couldn't hear us. Maybe they could, but probably they couldn't. We would all bet that they couldn't even hear us. You bet your ass my guys are speaking Cantonese or Mandarin to each other while someone else is in that store. When nobody else is there, speak English, speak whatever you want, doesn't matter to me. When somebody else is to come in that store, you have respect for them, and you respect yourself by doing so. So when I go into these suppliers, you know, and they just speak Cantonese or Mandarin or whatever other language they're speaking, it really fucking drives me mad. It's really disrespectful, and it's gotta stop. It has to stop. You know, one guy looks at me tonight and he says, oh, you know, you're beating a dead horse. Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be doing this YouTube video right after I leave that supplier if I thought I was beating a dead fucking horse. I don't think this is a dead horse. In fact, I think this is a very alive horse. This horse is very much alive. Repair is very much alive. Especially in this economy. When the economy is tanking, people gotta fix what they already have. Especially when, let's say, you know, oh, you got an iPhone 6, but do you really want an iPhone 7? I mean, the camera's really not that much better, you know, and the processor's really not that much faster, you know. So do you really need to get the new phone? Fucking pasta fazool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, right? So when people don't have money, they want to repair what they already have. We need to accommodate them in this time. We can profit in this time by doing the right thing, by helping people repair what they have, right? Forget about, doing the right thing for the environment and all that. Forget about all that. You're doing the right thing by your fellow neighbor. That's what you're doing. Because if we weren't there to repair their device that just last year cost $1,000, and they either can't afford or don't feel the need to go get a new one, right? If we can't help them with that, then you know what? Eventually they're going to say, you know what? I don't need to fix the camera on my phone. I'll just live with it, because you know what? Somebody's going to fuck it up anyways, you know. They're gonna ruin it. They're not gonna do a good job. You know, or, I don't care about this phone anymore. They'll find a way. They found a way to go get that $1,000 phone last year. They'll find a way to go get that new $1,000 phone this year, instead of going to go have it repaired. And we're not talking about just people that can't afford it. You know, I had a guy here, Susur Lee, come into my store. You know, sent down his assistant because he wanted to fix his 5C a couple of years ago. That's the phone that he has. That's the phone that he likes. That's the phone that has all of his pictures and everything on it. And that's the phone that he would like to continue to use. Now, this guy could go buy fucking 10 5Cs right now and not even blink. This guy could go buy he could probably go buy every single iPhone out of the Apple store at the Eaton Center right now, and it wouldn't affect this guy's bottom line. So it doesn't matter rich, poor, middle class, high class, black, white, Asian. None of this shit matters. People need repair, and especially people need to see the value in repair. They need to have trust in us. They need to have trust in repair. It's even bigger than just our industry. If I went and had my cell phone repaired and it was a good experience and everything turned out right, when my turntable breaks, I would think, oh, maybe I could get that repaired, right? Everyone knows, you know, everyone thinks, you know, you get your car repaired, right? But what about your clippers? What about your shaving clippers? I mean, Jessa once said in a video that somebody had found vintage curling irons. And that was the niche market that they were tapping into, and they were able to repair these vintage curling irons. I guess there's a lot of vintage curling irons out there that are in need of repair, right? But that's the thing. If you had a good experience, if you felt you could trust the person in the repair industry of the curling iron repair industry, then you would probably be more likely to think that you could trust cell phone repair or laptop repair, right? So I'm telling you guys, it's really, really, really important that we work together, that we help each other. If the guy down the street from me really doesn't know how to fucking solder charging ports, I'm gonna offer him my old hot air station that works quite well. I'm gonna offer him my old soldering iron, which is like, meh, it got me by for a while, so it could get him by for a while until he gets up his skill up and his customer base up, and he needs to get the better stuff, right? It's better for me, and it's better for you. Please, guys, I hope that you really understand that, and I really hope that you take this to heart, and that you don't just listen to this and think, oh yeah, that makes sense, and do nothing about it. We need you to act. And we need you to do it. We need you to start today. Repair is important, and we need to preserve it, and we need to make it more prevalent. We need more people to think about repairs. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have anything to say, please drop it down in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. I'd love to hear about your experiences and helping someone out. If even just one of you took this message and just helped out a competitor in repair in your town, it would really, it starts with you, it starts with me. It would make a huge difference. It would mean that the last 26 minutes of my fucking ranting actually made a difference. That's what I hope to achieve. We have to start making a difference today.